Hey, crafty friends, I'm Tina, the creative guru with Gems, Paper, Scissors. And yesterday for our live, we put together the left hand layout for Keeping Traditions Scrapbooking Workshop Kit, layout one, and the left hand side. Today, we're going to go ahead and complete this up with doing the right hand side. And as you know, I've already pre cut everything and I have labeled what pieces they are. So we're just going to follow the assembly instructions. So it starts off with use Secret C cardstock for your base. When it does not tell you whether or not it's the light side or the dark side, remember this is two-tone cardstock. Always use the darker side because that is our true color. Now it says to adhere 1H to base page and then adhere 1I. So this is 1H. I'm going to take my Stamp and Seal Plus tape runner, which is, as you may already know, my go-to adhesive for scrapbooking. And the main reason for this, oops, sorry about that, is it is truly a remarkable tape runner. It is easy to use and it totally passes the test of time. I have all of my scrapbook pages stored in a very, many would say it's a poor location. So my office is pretty much a sunroom. And so that means that I have windows and no blinds all the way around three sides of this room. And so my albums sit in a lot of sunshine and not temperature regulated. And this is really, really, really hard on scrapbookers. You know, it's a fast way to deteriorate your books and your photos, and adhesive tends to become more brittle. And it's just the best place in my house. You know, this is how my life works. Would I prefer to store them much more securely in a temperature regulated space? Absolutely. Is that practical for me at this time in my life? Absolutely not. So I just make a point of using adhesives that pass the test of time. And I have albums in this room, in this environment, that have been hanging out in here for, since at least 1999. So we're talking a lot of years here. And it has had no issues. I have had to redo none of my albums that I used are page protectors, our adhesives, or pretty much any of our products. I mean, they just keep passing the test of time. So next, the assemble instructions say to adhere the prepared 1J and 1K. So let's go ahead and do that, like so. Then adhere the prepared old olive dotted sticker. Now, I did not prepare the dotted sticker. This dotted sticker is 12 inches long. Okay. It wants me to trim off half an inch. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark it and trim it now. I could have done it ahead of time, but if you've been with me for any length of time, you know that I don't prepare my things ahead of time. I just do it with you. The only thing I prepare ahead of time is I print my photos and I pop out my um, die cuts and I pre-cut my paper based off of the instructions. Okay, so that overlays a little bit, and I almost didn't put it there because this is where, if you remember, yes, this layout is about announcing our puppy surprise of our puppy was born on winter solstice and gets to come home in February. So here's our stockings, and a little baby stocking was put up and filled with all of the things for baby Soul. And then this is showing my grandchildren this surprise out of that little stocking right there. So, but this one's obviously really happy and excited, and this one's like, let me think on this. She's younger, she's got to process it. Okay, so now it says embellish with pre-cut pieces, stickers, and such as shown. So that's what we're going to do. So the next is all is calm is all is bright. And that is a sticker. We're just going to put this kind of, let's go ahead and put it right there. And then we're going to add a cluster. I'm not going to use as much dimensionals as I have on the other page, but I am still going to use some because I like having the pop and the wow factor. All of the children are having a big moment. Oh, all the sads. So we just peel back those backings so that I can adhere it down to my layout. And we're gonna wiggle it around until I'm happy with that. And then this has one of the die cuts. So I'm going to slide this further over than the example shown. Just like so. It doesn't need to show off my decorative pillow on the sofa. We're basically showing the stockings. And then I'm going to do my little arrows like so. I'm going to actually do them a little differently than suggested because I want the stocking to still show. And I'm not terribly concerned about showing this stocking. We'll do that. Then over this, we're putting number 7. On top of here, I will end up putting a journaling piece. So let's put the date. And kind of center that up a little bit. And I'll write that in when I do my journaling. Next, I'm going to tuck in this little flower, which is, again, one of our little dies, so they can just pop out really nice and easily. Let's go ahead and do that. Grab this sticker. I'm going to go ahead and add a dimensional here. Just because I have that pop up over there, I'd like to pull that along. And there we go. And let's do one more die. just like so. And then that finishes the stickers for this particular layout. I'm going to add just a little bit of sparkle using our Wink of Stella and shimmer up these little bits of stamens inside the poinsettia and get this nice and shimmery sparkly and our little snowflower. And I think that will do me. So at a later point, I will add my journaling, but this completes our Keeping Traditions layout 1, both sides. I hope you enjoyed and will return. Until next time, keep on crafting and find your joy.